Hello YouTube, Sid here. Hope everybody is doing well. Thank you for tuning in. I've got nearly 10 years of experience and feel I can give back to the community to help you learn and grow in this fantastic hobby. Big warm welcome if you've recently subscribed, and if you're a new viewer, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate your time and support. In today's video we are departing from East Midlands Airport in the UK to the stunning island of Corfu, which allows for fantastic scenery on approach. The weather looks good at the destination, so I'll be shooting a visual approach into runway 16. You'll also witness a stunning sunrise departure as we climb out of the UK and a cruise marvel at the beautiful Alps mountain range from 35,000 feet. We'll also be checking out the brand new Universal Flight tablet released on Monday by PMDG, so please do stick around and I'll give my thoughts a little later into the flight. So without further ado, come join me in the right seat and let's get going.
Before start checklist. Flight deck door closed and locked. MCP
V2153 heading 088, altitude 9000.
Takeoff speeds.
V1 149, VR 150, V2 153.
CDU pre-flight.
Completed.
Rudder and aileron trim.
3 and 0.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Anti-collision light on. Before start checklist completed.
Hi guys, thank you for joining me. Welcome to the flight deck. Before start checklist has been done, let's get on our way, shall we? Using FS2 crew today, virtual first officer, so I've got a lot going on. I'm talking to you, I'm talking to him. Hopefully I don't make any major mistakes, and hopefully the audio is okay for you guys this time. Last time I had a issue with echo, but I think I've sorted it. So yeah, sit back, enjoy. Let's get going. Start sequences 2 then 1.
Check.
Start engine 2.
Starting engine 2. Oil pressure.
And the four-path markings will guide you to the nearest exit in an emergency. The exits are located on both sides of the aircraft, at the front, in the middle, and at the rear of the cabin. All exits are also shown on the safety card. The nearest exit may be behind you. In case of an emergency evacuated, and
Start a cutout.
to start the flow of oxygen.
Start engine 1.
Number 2 stable. Starting engine 1. Oil pressure.
Of course, using the new EFB or EFT or LFT, whatever they're calling it. Talk about that a little bit later in the flight, so please do stick around. M1 EGT is rising, and 2, everything looking good.
Start a cutout. Number 1 stable.
Flaps 5. Left, right, aft, forward, left rudder, right rudder. Flight controls check complete. Before taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist. Generators on. Probe heat on. Anti-ice off. Isolation valve auto. Engine start switches. Continuous. Recall.
Checked.
Checked. Auto brake. RTO. Engine start levers.
Idle detent.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Clear. Before taxi checklist completed.
Clear on the left.
Clear right.
Before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist. Flaps.
5 green light.
Stabilizer trim.
5.2 units.
Before takeoff checklist completed.
Runway entry procedure.
Okay. Clear on the approach.
Takeoff. Be a beautiful sunrise as we head off to Greece. Currently 6 AM. Let us blast out of here. Just need to sort the lights before I go. It's a bit bright in here. Toga.
Checked. Thrust set.
Checked.
$80 knots.
Checked.
V1. Rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up. $400 feet.
LNAV.
Checked.
What is going on with that departure? Bug up.
Bug up is set.
Okay, let's fly runway heading because that departure's all messed up. What's going on? Engage VNAV.
VNAV.
Let's just fly runway heading. Select Command A.
Autopilot on.
Right. What is going on with that departure? I did check that before I set off. Okay, let's just go direct to Onally. There we go. Engage LNAV. Okay, flaps up.
Speed checked.
Well, that caught me off guard. But we're up, we're safe, we're climbing. After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds. On. Packs. Auto. Landing gear. Up and off. Flaps. Up. No lights. After takeoff checklist complete.
Well, apologies, that wasn't the smoothest departure. Transition set standard.
Standard set. Passing flight level 077. Now. $1,000 to level.
Okay, we're going all the way up to 350. 350 is set.
Flight level 100.
Okay, hope you enjoyed that departure. I will see you shortly. So we're at cruise. Let's talk a little bit about the new Universal Flight Tablet from PMDG. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I've not been blown away by it, I would say is my first impression. It's great that we've got it in the aircraft. It's not very feature rich at the minute. It's clearly missing some key components, I would say, notably the ability to set your payload and your fuel directly from the EFB, which may not be accurate to the real world, but certainly when you look at the competitors on the market, that's what they're offering. And if you look at the A320 by Phoenix and the EFB in there, then I would say it's more feature rich. And considering this has taken a day and an age to come out, I do question the length of time it's taken to deliver something so sparse compared to the competitors. And yes, PMDG have been open about why the 737 is different technologically compared to some of the other aircraft, which I'm not going to get into because I'm not a developer, and that may be true. I'm sure it is true, but still, you know, to the average consumer, it's not really blown me away. It's got basic OFP flight plan integrations, Navigraph of course, and you've got your performance tool, landing and takeoff, which again is, you know, just off the bat, what is it missing? Let me think. It's missing the ability to tell you whether you've got a headwind or a crosswind, which the Phoenix does, which I think is quite handy. I mean, yeah, you can work that out yourself, but just little touches like that, you know, it tells you, you get a line here where it tells you where you're going to stop. But what's with not putting a little windsock in here where you've got a headwind or a crosswind, so you know, you don't have to work it out, because again, the average consumer probably doesn't want to do that, or maybe even knows how to do it. So it's just the little user-friendly touches that I think it's missing, and clearly there's big gaps here, and PMDG have been open about that they're going to update this thing. So it'd be really interesting to see, and the 777 should get this from day one, I think, as well, which will be really good. Thank you for bringing it to the 737. Mr. Randazzo, but I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. Let me know how you feel in the comments. Okay, let's start planning our descent. So let's use a fancy new gadget. Okay, the first issue is I don't know what the difference is between landing dispatch and landing en route. It seems like this is the one I need to use, so let's plug it in. We're going for runway 16. So yeah, that's all good. Import aircraft details. Yeah, packs are on. Just going to go with auto brake 3 for the moment. Import weather. Yeah, 13012. Calculate. Right, so okay, so required landing distance. So that's not good. Okay, so we're going to have to go auto brake max. Short runway. I am quite heavy though. I took a little bit extra fuel because the arrival is a little bit weird. So let's go with that. So 66.9. Okay, so 66.9. Flaps 40. Did I? Oh, actually. Right, that helps if I choose the right flaps, doesn't it? So let's do that again. Auto brake 3, calculate. That's better. Right, required landing distance 5.2, available 6.4. VREF 143 plus 5 is 148. Well, yeah, okay, that's fine. So yeah, 143, and then it adds 5 onto 148. That's fine. Right, let's get the descent forecast done. So the transition level is, if I can work my way around this thing, It's always by ATC, isn't it? So we'll just go with 6,000. And the QNH even is 1015. 1015. Set. Just load the winds. Okay. 015 on the minimums, and then what is the right? I'm shooting the visual. Well, I'm going to attempt the visual, but I'll set up for the RMP approach because that's the only one we've got into 1.6. So we are category C, so 985 is the minima. So let's just get that plugged in. I wish this thing would go quicker. This is another annoying thing about the PMTG. Just sit here, especially when you're in the high, if you're trying to put a few thousand feet in, it takes you about 10 years to put the minimums in. Please tell me there's a better way. What is it? 985. Okay, 985 is set. There we go. Now let's just talk about the arrival a little bit, because this is a bit weird, because we are flying, I still can't work this thing, it's the Peters to Papa. And if you watch my little bit at Cruise where I talked about this tablet, and another thing I've noticed here, look, you can't rotate. Can you rotate this thing? So, you know, this chart, obviously you read it that way, but this bit is, you got to turn your head to one side. So you come in at Pitas, and it gets you round to VMAT, which is the initial approach fix. Ah, okay, that's the initial approach fix for the VOR-A or VOR-B, but which is fine from VMAT there. Now this is no specified runway, so I'm guessing to do the visual I can follow that to the runway, make a left, and then swing it back right. That's the obvious approach. The RMP, the initial approach fix, is BDEX, which is VMAT's kind of up here, and it's not joined up on the flight plan, which is weird. So I'd have to vector myself to BDEX and then shoot the approach that way, which is a long way around for a shortcut if you ask me. So I think what I'm going to do is stick with my flight plan, go into VMAT. So where are we? Hang on a minute, I think I might have hit my cruise, my descent. Sorry guys, hang on, I'm a bit flustered here. Where's my top of descent? Oh, there it is, right. Let me just knock that down a little bit while I figure this out. It was just the aircraft slowing down due to a restriction, that's what caught my eye. So yeah, I'm going to fly into VMAT and then at 4,000 down to 2,800, and then we can descend as low as 1,900 at the Garitza, the GARVOR, and then I'm going to make a left and do a visual. That's the plan. The weather is scattered at 1,800 and the minima on the RMP was 985, so that's okay. So assuming that I'm visual when I'm at 1,900 feet, at this point I should be able to hook a left, come in on runway 16. That's the plan. That's the plan. And then when we come in runway 16, we'd have to backtrack because it's a pretty short runway here. I think we're good to go. So let's put that on. Let's put that on. Let's just sync up the heading book again. I have control.
You have control.
Descent checklist.
Descent checklist. Pressurization. Landing altitude is 0 feet. Recall checked. Auto brake level 3. Landing data.
VREF 143, minimums 985 feet.
VREF 143, minimums 1900 feet. Approach briefing.
Completed.
Descent checklist completed.
I'm going to go to 1900, which is the minima on the VOR approach, not on the RMP plate, which is why it called out 1900, because I've already set that in FS2 crew, so that was a good reminder. 1900. There we go. Doesn't look very visual at the moment, so I'll just leave my flight plan as it is, because after VEMAT I'm pretty much going to be visual. But if all else fails, these are the waypoints for the RMP approach, which I've got, so I've got a reference there. But you do have to be careful coming in, because you've got high terrain to the north and you've got high terrain to the east, which is why you can see there the minimum sector altitude is 8,200 off to the east and 4,500. So as long as I stay above the water here, there's a big body of water, that's the visual territory. That'll keep me safe from terrain, but I'll make sure that I've got terrain on as well, just in case all else fails. And if it does fail, what I'll do is I'll overfly the airport, I'll route myself to BedX, which is the initial approach fix for the RMP, and I'll shoot the RMP. That's what I'm going to do.
So if you're moving around the cabin or using the washrooms at this time, we'd ask you now to return to your seats, ensuring any hand baggage you may have moved during the journey is placed either underneath the seat in front of you or in the overhead lockers. Your tray tables should be folded away, seat backs in the upright position, seat belts securely fastened for landing. If you continue to use four handheld devices at this time, however, if you're using a laptop, these need to be placed into the overhead locker. We'd also ask you at this time to familiarise yourself with your nearest emergency exit.
Right, it's all gone horribly wrong, so I've rerouted us to BedX because we missed the visual approach by a long way, far too high. So yeah, I was clearly getting a bit confused with how I got down and set up for that visual approach. I'll need to have a look at that one, but it's okay. We're back on track. We're flying to BedX, and from there you go, we're heading to BedX, and then we're going to turn northbound, come down on the RMP approach, which is an instrument approach. Okay, let's brief the mist. Climb to 4, turn left as soon as practicable. That's not a word, is it? Turn left as soon as practicable. Direct to KR166, then to the KRK VOR, then to BedX. So let's just check we've got that plugged in. KRK BedX, hold at BedX. Yeah, good. Okay, this is exciting. Approach checklist.
Approach checklist. Altimeters.
1015 set.
1015 set. Approach checklist completed. (1,000 to level).
Okay, I'm going to try and be gear down flaps 15 for KR162, because then I'm trying to be fully configured before I call the visual. What an approach this is though. There's the mountains there, that's north of the field, and then all that terrain there, so you got to be careful. The airfield's over there somewhere. Right, disclaimer, I've never done a visual approach with FS2 crew, so this might end horribly. I might just have to turn the thing off. Okay, gear down
Check.
flaps 15.
Speed checked. Speed brake up. Gear down. Flaps 15 set.
Flaps 30.
Speed checked.
There's the field.
Checked. Flaps 30 set.
Okay, 147. Flaps 40.
Speed checked. Flaps 40 set.
Landing checklist.
Landing checklist. Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Speed brake.
Armed.
Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
40 green light.
Landing checklist completed. Autopilot off.
Okay, I'm a bit high.
2500.
Let's go idle.
Checked.
Okay, cleared. Okay, we're just off here. Got a bit of wind pushing me. Speed is good. Let's get back on. Crosswind from the left.
Approaching
2
minimum.
reds, 2 whites. Pitch up.
1000. Minimums.
Okay, continue. Landing. Winds pushing me. Come on.
500.
Stable.
400. 300.
Speed.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brake up. Reverses normal.
Sixty knots
60
manual
knots.
braking.
Auto brake disarmed.
Woohoo!
Thank you for flying Ryanair. Last year, over 90% of our flights arrived on time. We hope you enjoyed yours, and we look forward to welcoming you on board again soon. Ryanair. Low fares, made simple.
What stunning scenery. Fly Tampa, Corfu, absolutely brilliant approach. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Very eventful. Okay, lights and doors.
Check. No APU.
Well, why not?
APU on the buses.
Thank you. Hope you enjoyed that, everybody. If you're still here, thank you for sticking by. Please do hit that like and subscribe channel. Aiming for more fantastic content on a regular basis. Thank you for your support.
We are not at 3 minutes yet.
Well, you didn't put the APU on quick enough, did you? Let's just get the ground power on. Everybody enjoyed that as much as I did. What a fantastic approach that was. Planned for the visual, went all horribly wrong, had a backup plan, initiated a backup plan, worked beautifully. What stunning scenery. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time.